This is going to be Grim Batol as a Mistweaver monk. Another Cataclysm dungeon that I had not seen in a very long time. And it was a little rusty at a few things in it. But it's a pretty cool place. Traditional quest givers at the start. So what do we have? Looks like a Blood Death Knight. I see a Feral Druid. What are those other things? Those are the quests. Guess I'm checking them in case they have special requirements for stuff that I forgot. Okay, so Balanced Druid. Is that a Fury Warrior? No, it's another Death Knight. Okay. Frost, I think? Alright, so not much going on in this opening hallway. One of the main features of this dungeon is that you get on some dragons in a moment and do like a bombing run through it, and how well you do on that determines how many things you have to fight on the way. It's kind of weird. I had forgotten that it was even a thing. What's going on the ground here? There's like some kind of ground effects or something going on. Only seen this dungeon a couple of times since I ran it here. It's part of Cataclysm timewalking, which is neat. It's a lot of fun when the game's tuned that way. But yeah, I've only played it with this particular character, and I need to play other roles to get the full picture. Really, I'm still doing this. Oh, and that leveled me up. Alright, level 85. At that specific level, you can use the Dungeon Finder for heroic Cataclysm dungeons, but I don't know that anybody ever plays those. Maybe they do. I just don't know. Right, so the nets around those dragons are attackable. There are conveniently exactly 5 of them. 1 for each of us. Oh, there's a Fire Mage here. How did I not notice that? Okay. So Fire Mage, Balanced Druid, Frost Death Knight, Blood Death Knight, and me. Unless that's an Unholy Death Knight? How do you tell at a glance? I don't know. I haven't played either of those in a long time. Right, I had forgotten what was going on here. Everybody's getting on dragons. Then I remember, okay, we can do a thing. Alright. So Dragon flies itself. I don't get any control here, but I can just do that to do a bunch of damage to everybody around here. All my other party members are a lot quicker and knowing what to do here. You can't do any damage to, what is that? General Umbris, that's his name. So that's the first real boss. There's a quest to kill these Trog Dwellers that I think people already did. He reacts to what we're doing with his little things he says here. Second boss there, kind of. No, third boss, kind of. Right, we'll see why kind of when we get to him. Some of those only take tiny little token amounts of damage, so 72 is like nothing. So certain packs of these are not immune, but mostly unaffected. It is a little weird to be able to reduce something's health when you're not in combat with it and have that damage stay there, because normally if you damage something then leave combat with it, they regenerate to full. So this is like not entirely consistent with the rest of the game mechanics, but that's how it works here. The damage stays, and the ones you kill stay dead. That part's normal. So yeah, now we just kind of run through this dead dungeon full of nothing. Taking the opportunity to skin when I can, but I am falling behind. I remember having gone through here and like fighting most or all of these, so I don't know if people just like were worse at bombing run back in the day, or it was tuned differently so you couldn't be so efficient with it, or what, but that had been a thing once. It disappeared before I could skin it. I can tell I'm not feeling extremely comfortable with this because I felt like there was so much stuff that I had forgotten about this dungeon. I'm not playing very enthusiastically, I guess. Every time I go into a dungeon for the first time, or for the first time in a while, it's always a little unsure about things because it's a lot to take in all at once. When I've seen it already and, you know, memorized everybody who's dangerous, all the mechanics you have to watch out for, it's fine, but when I just have to sight read, it's a different feeling. Alright, General Umbrus, right, calls some trogs to fight us. They're not too big a deal, but they are there. Blitz. So he looks at a party member, and then is going to charge forward. The idea is you move when he targets you with Blitz, because he sets his facing and then keeps it. Ground Siege, I think, is a frontal cone attack, like a shockwave, or... You know, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do some more research on that. Anyway, on normal he goes down pretty quick. Not a big deal. What's this ball of fire on my left, my right now? I don't know, there's something in a ball of fire just over there. Alright, it's a little horseshoe-shaped hallway here. Has a second boss patrolling up and down it. Where is he right now? Cardros' Anvil. He's there on my left. Forgemaster Throngus, I think is his name? Yeah, so you can fight him in a lot of different possible positions along this. So just make sure that enough dudes are dead that they won't get involved in combat while we're focusing on him, of course. Chained Mind, right, Twilight Beguiler. That's an important one to interrupt because it stuns for its entire channel duration, I think. It's very obnoxious. Yeah, the Frost Death Knight's getting it now. So yeah, one to watch for. Interrupt or stun, or... I don't know if it can be dispelled. Might be possible. So we're going forward pretty aggressively here. Throngus is going to get involved very soon. Here he comes. What's our plan here? We can kill these quick, sure, but there's still that Gronbrute there. Yeah, we're going to fight both of these at once. It should be fine. Alright, so Forgemaster Throngus is another one of these dudes who, oh, don't stand in that, right. Picks up weapons. So that dude in Halls of Lightning, what's his name? The first boss works kind of like this with his different warrior stances. Alright, so I can get impaled. I forget what all the different weapons do, but they give him different behaviors and abilities and things. Apparently the mace lets him jump to somebody's location and just kind of pick them up and deal a bunch of damage to them. So shield just means attack from the back. Don't be in front. He's gonna... I guess it's only on Heroic where he breathes fire from the front. Because yeah, there's actually some damage from being in front of him on Heroic, I'm pretty sure. But here it's just be in the back if you want to attack. And he just kind of sits there and takes it. Those weird little earthquake effect things are kind of in the way. Oh, and he's dead. Okay. Man, yeah, nothing has any health on normal. I almost find it more fun when we have a group that's like not doing so much damage. Because you get a chance to actually let the boss mechanics do their things. Battles don't end just right as soon as they start. Oh boy, 4 chained mines at once. Is that what I'm seeing? No, something else. A bunch of chained mines at once. It hasn't been on me yet. But I know it's super annoying when it is. Maybe we won't get to see that. Doesn't look like we will, because I think that was the last one of those dudes who does it. Okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure just as long as they're channeling it, that person they're targeting doesn't get to do anything. Okay, I see my confusion. I saw a cat running around, then I saw a moonkin, and I said, okay, there's a feral druid, oh, okay, there's a balanced druid, and I counted those separately. That's how I had my party member count wrong. But no, it's the same druid. So again, fairly empty hallways, because we killed a lot of stuff. That was where we are. These are the ones that were only taking little bits of damage from the dragon fire. They'll be down a bit. Health's not full. Oh yeah, health's down by more than half, okay. Stuff like that matters for if you're a fire mage, for example. Fire starter talent doesn't work on those because their health is not full. So I don't get a guaranteed critical above 90% health on the enemy if I'm playing a fire mage. I brought my fire mage through here and I was kind of annoyed by that. Can't go that way, gotta go across the broken bridge. Even if this place looks a little confusing, it is totally linear. You can't really get lost in here. Don't fall off the edge. What are you doing? Are you stuck? There you go, you figured it out. Having some trouble with the terrain, huh? Yeah, so there are no actual forks in this road. It's just made to look like there are. All the other things that look like forks are just immediate dead ends. Alright, worm caller calls a worm, or a dragon. And the dragon also joins combat. Nothing much more to it than that. However, I guess now that I look at it, that's kind of foreshadowing for something that's coming up. Man, yeah, there's not a whole lot to this place beyond the bosses if you do your bombing run well. I guess, yeah, the inner Cardros' Anvil or whatever it was is not in the bombing run path, so everybody in there always survives. But here in the outer ring, we get to take most of them out. Alright, so Draga's Shadowburner does some interesting things. This is a boss.
I will burn you from the
Let's see if I can remember all the things. So he summons elementals and... oh wow, he has like no health. That's right. Okay, so summons an Invocation of Flame. Invocation of Flame, I'm pretty sure, fixates on one person. Yeah. And if they're not killed before they get to that person, they'll explode, dealing a lot of damage. But everybody else can approach them if they're not fixated and be safe. Yeah, normally this would go on for like 2 or 3 burning invocations or whatever, but like, our damage is so high. Oh, he still does it while on Valiona's back. Got it. So Valiona's the actual boss here. Draga's Shadowburner. It basically just dies immediately and jumps off onto Valiona's back. Makes her do his bidding. I'm kind of ignoring the Invocations of Flame. I guess in the healer role that's probably fine. I could like use Paralysis on one just to make it not a part of the combat, or, you know, anything that will stun for a long term can just take them out of combat. Man, nothing is just anything here. Oh hey, I got a winter hat because it's still Feast of Wintervale. Oh, and Valiona's thing is still up. She's still alive, but she flew off. Right, that's cool. Yeah, so the Worm Caller is like a lesser version of that boss, I guess. Where's the dragon? There's the dragon. Took some time to get there. Alright, 2 more packs of these dudes before last boss, I think? Yeah, not a whole lot going on here. These guys do hurt a bit. I can't just completely ignore health bars during this encounter. I can loot and Essence Font at the same time, but I can't skin and Essence Font at the same time. Alright, and final boss already. What's his name? Aerodax. Oh right, 2 more Faceless Corruptors first, though. So they're doing something with dragon eggs in here, corrupting them, I guess. I don't know, like all the dungeons, I don't know exactly what the lore is here, but these are dragon eggs. All spiky. Alright, Aerodax does some interesting things, but will he survive long enough for them to matter? That's the question. So he's gonna summon a big, like, shadow storm thing, and you have to go stand in the eye of the storm to be safe. Then 2 more Faceless Corruptors, I think, get summoned during the course of the fight, and do something that's really important to stop them from doing, but I forget what that something is. I just remember it's real important to stop them from doing it. Where's that Shadow Storm? There it is, Shadow Gale. Alright, so I need to get to a position here. That swirly position over on my right. I'm taking my time in getting there. I'm not getting there at all. There we go, finally. Yeah, so you can see where the Eye of the Storm is going to be. Faceless Corruptor coming. 1 person, 2 people running off to do something about it. Maybe. But he was dead before it could matter. Yeah, okay, so, like, you just don't get to see what anybody does in a group like this. That is unfortunate, because this is a cool place, but you don't see it here. Okay, so this is one. I'm going to add this to my list of places that I definitely need to show in timewalking, so you can see what they really go like. Because that just, like, man, that just looked like nothing. How unfortunate. Yeah, so next time Cataclysm Timewalking comes around, I'll capture some footage of this, and it'll be a lot more interesting than this. Turret inquests and done. Alright, cool. Well, that's normal mode Grim Batol. A little disappointing. I'll see you next time, and some time for the real thing.